You are Kendall Roy.
Is it true? He's on his way?
I don't see him yet, with his stupid walk.
Yeah, I mean, any show where it depicts women in business, I think you have to at least have some sort of reference to or display, the glass ceiling, because that does exist in business for women. But I feel like Shiv is someone who I've always decided that it doesn't affect her, because if the glass ceiling exists in this building, she'll just buy the whole thing and smash it. So for her, it's like it's not a big thing, but it is, obviously, and of course it does affect her, but she chooses not to engage with it and ignore it.
No drama. We're good. The revolution will be televised.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, Shiv has always felt that she deserves to be in any room because of her power and privilege and wealth. And I think she's definitely, a sister who has grown up with 3 brothers, that she's had to fight for attention from her father and fight for whatever she's gained or any sort of love in the family, any respect in the family. She's had to fight for it. And she's maybe done that using quote-unquote masculine means or terms, and doesn't feel that she has to be nice and smile and look pretty and do the things that otherwise, feminine sort of moves might be,
He's our dad, but he was going to send me to jail. He'd do the same to all of us.
Shiv, are you okay?
Oh, absolutely. And I have to anyway, as a character, I have to have empathy for my characters. I think Shiv, I have to find a way into acting her, and I do have empathy for her. I have compassion for her vulnerability and her inability to deal with vulnerable states, and I think that's why I find the relationship between her and Tom so fascinating, because she's somebody who, you have to be vulnerable to be in love or to be loved, and that's a difficult state for her to be in, and I think that's where the drama and the conflict then lies for her and Tom.
Are you part of this family or not?
If I back you against Dad.
Yeah, I mean, I would hesitate to say that everybody who is wealthy hasn't been affected by the pandemic, because I think that's what COVID really showed us, that it is is not halted by borders, whether they are geographical or financial, and but those who have been at maybe the top sort of wealth demographic, they've been able to deal with the fallout perhaps more easily.
You would need to let me take over.
Whoa, Nelly!
Everyone's going to battle in armor, and I'm sitting here exposed.
I don't know, maybe that just to be reminded that everybody has problems no matter what level of wealth they have. I think we want to be reminded that there's a humanity and a kinship across demographics of wealth, and also, like you said, that money doesn't make you happy. But it's also nice to see, helicopters and private jets and all the sort of the trappings of wealth, and wonder why money doesn't make you happy.
Better find an animal's corpse to crawl into and hide.
Certainly in personality, for sure. I think there's something quite similar in Shiv to Logan. There's a short fuse, a tendency to act before thinking too much, but then also an ability to really take in the situation and be strategic and plan long term. And it's been fun for me to try and find those things that are like Logan in Shiv.
Yourself, do you want to be on the side of good or evil?
I think, Tom's a person who she probably fell in love with at a time in her life when she was in a very different stage. I think she would have been in her mid-20s or so, and looking for somebody like Tom. And perhaps Tom was more similar to the Tom that we see with Greg, where he was more ruthless or seeming harder or that kind of thing. And then, you know, they fell in love, and she has, like, she needs somebody to love her, I think, as well. Like, I think that she's suffered from not having an open, loving relationship in her family, and so she seeks a way in which to have that in her marriage, but doesn't actually know how to reciprocate that.